the nation. While some are questioning him, there are people who have also voiced their support in favor of freedom of speech and expression. Joining us in this conversation is Trinamool Congress Lok Sabha MP, Professor Saugata. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking with Times Now. The article which has now been published online, it has a headline, "In Kashmir, India is witnessing its general dire moment." Do you agree to this header, sir? Do you agree to the content?
It is a comparison drawn by a eminent scholar, a well-known social scientist who's respected internationally. I do not want to question his opinion at all. He has a right to express himself in the way he wants to and draw comparisons in way he wants to. So he has done that. I will not comment on his inference or his reference.
But do you think it is right to have an opinion on Kashmir, which is now extremely sensitive? We know time and again there had been violence erupting in the valley. Army is trying to do its job. That's what they claim. There are protesters who are not really abiding by the directives given by army, and there are clashes time and again. Do you think at this juncture, when the nation is grappling to control its own situation, is it okay to infer as such or make such insinuations by any scholar?
The army has a job to do, but its main job is to meet the enemies across the border, not do internal security duties. Unfortunately, it is having to do internal security duties in Kashmir Valley. But army is not above law, though they have unbridled powers in the form of AFSPA. Still, army is subject to Human Rights Commission and all other laws in the country. If the army exceeds his brief, people are entitled to protest. When Farooq Ahmed Dar, a Kashmiri, was tied to the bonnet of an army chief, politicians in Kashmir, including Dr. Omar Abdullah, came out opposing the thing. Army cannot be inviolable. It's a very valuable organization for the country. But its job is to protect our borders, not to kill our own people.
But do you think army violated Farooq Ahmed's human rights by tying him to the bonnet? Do you think army was wrong in that?
Absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. It's wrong as a stratagem. A young major may have done it, but it is still was that the army chief came out in his support, and one or two ministers of the Modi government came out in their support. It was absolutely wrong. They should have said that we shall look into complaints of human rights abuse. That would only have been proper. They did not do it.
Okay. And sir, the kind of criticism the scholar Dr. Partha Chatterjee has written about General Rawat, do you think it is okay to criticize somebody in that too in a public platform like this, whom you regard as the General Rawat, the army chief?
General Rawat is not above criticism. He is the army chief, all right, but he is not above criticism. The comparisons Partha Chatterjee has drawn are his own. Whether General Rawat can be at all compared even remotely with General Odayar is a matter on which there can be differences of opinion. But I think there should be absolutely intellectual freedom. Dr. Chatterjee is not a politician, so he has expressed himself in the way. But the way things are going on in Kashmir saddens the heart of any right-thinking Indian who believes in constitutional and democratic values.
Do you think Modi government failed to handle the situation in Kashmir, and also the government of Kashmir, which is PDP and BJP alliance, do you think they have failed to handle it?
I think Modi government has totally failed to deal with the situation in Kashmir. I went to Kashmir in an all-party delegation some months ago. The situation has not improved an iota since then. The healing touch that Mehbooba Mufti and her late father have been speaking about have not been applied to Kashmir. The government is now talking of a final solution. That's very fearsome, because one doesn't know what final solution they think about. So I think that the Modi government has totally botched up, and Mehbooba Mufti has not been able to do things the way she wants because of her coalition compulsions.
Okay, so sir, in a way, you support the freedom Partha Chatterjee has exercised in criticizing Indian Army. You support that, sir?
I support freedom. Period. I support a person's right to express himself or herself in a way they think right within the parameters of law. So Dr. Partha Chatterjee, a noted scholar, has chosen to criticize the army in a certain way. I will uphold his freedom.
But what about